today. We are getting started. So welcome, my name is Jen. This is Rise and Shine Yoga, a nice gentle way of stretching and warming up your body or cooling it down depending on what time of day you're watching this video. Rise and Shine Yoga can also be a relax and recharge before bed, no problem whatsoever. So we're going to start in whatever position is comfortable for you, and we're going to hold it for about 3 minutes in order to give ourselves a chance to actually acclimate to the mat. You rush to get to your mat in the morning or evening or whenever you're watching it. You want to give a chance to just be. So if that position's on your front, on your back, seated with the prop underneath you, whatever it happens to be, find your spot. 3 minutes. Some weeks rush. Some weeks seem to take forever. What kind of week is this for you? This is a week where I'm freezing all the time. It didn't help that yesterday was rainy and like 45, but one day it'll be a 70-degree day again. If you ever want to set an intention for practice, as in like, today I want to make sure that I'm constantly radiating out of my center. I want to constantly make sure my hips are tucked under. I always want to make sure that my shoulders are back and down. You can set those type of intentions for class in addition to or in exchange of something like, I want today to be filled with positive light and energy. Totally acceptable, totally awesome. We invite all those intentions. But if that's not the type of intention that you enjoy setting, it can be an intention for literally the next 45 minutes. I want to really concentrate on what I'm doing. I want to work on my balance today. I want to work on the flexion of my ankles today. It can be a very regimented, very easy to distinguish if you've done it or not. Or it can be a very fluid intention that I want to try to make sure that all my thoughts are focused on my class. I'm not worrying about other things, that I am doing my best to make sure that I'm doing my best, something along that line. So either one or both. All right, a few more breaths. And we're going to make our way to tabletop, wherever you were, on your back, on your side, on your front. We're all going to meet in tabletop, bringing those hips in line with our knees. And we're just going to shake a little back and forth and find our neutral. We're going to go a little front to back and find our neutral. And we're going to go a little up and down and find our neutral. So play around a little bit, really find where is a good spot for you to be based on your knees, based on your wrists, based on your shoulders, and based on your hips. Fingertips are nice and wide. And we're just going to stay in this nice, perfectly straight, beautiful tabletop position. Now we're going to drop that belly, lift that head, and lift those hips. And switch, bring everything up, arch. In the other direction. Let's make our cow. And our cat. And our cow. And our cat. And one more time, our cow. And our cat. Coming back to table, making any adjustments that you need to do. Let's bring the right foot back and stretch out that calf. You want to slide that foot a little bit left to right. Work out that leg, stretch it out if it's been stiff and sore, if it's been in bed, if it's been on the couch, if it's been in a chair. And then lift that leg and bring that knee to the chest and let's arch that back. And let's kick it straight out. 4 more like that. Come on in, arch that back. And back out. Come on in. And back out. Come on in. And back out. I think we got one more left. If not, we're doing one more anyway. Come on in. And out. Drop that foot. Bring that knee in. Other leg back. Stretch out that calf. If you want to rock that leg side to side, do so. And then lift that leg up. Bring that knee in and squeeze. And come back out. We're doing 4 more. Come on in, squeeze. And back out for 1. And squeeze. Back out for 2. And squeeze. Out for 4. Or 3. And come on in. And squeeze out for 4. Come on in. Sit on those heels. Bring those hands so they're flipped over. Your palms are facing the ceiling. And I'm going to lean forward or back and just see what just feels good here. Today's class is going to be what feels good. If you do yoga with Adrienne online, that's a big thing for her. So obviously I'm not going to steal it, but I'm going to kind of piggyback on it today. We're going to find positions that feel good. What we're going to do we'll do it at 7:15, no, 7:10, 7:20. We'll figure it out. We'll try to make 3 different times today where you're going to find a position, any position of your choice, and you're going to hold it for 3 minutes. So you could pick the position I'm doing, that's totally fine. You can pick a totally different position. You can go lay on your bed if you want for those 3 minutes. So we're going to do that 3 times today in class. So we're going to do our first one in about 5 minutes. So we'll finish off a little bit of stretching, and then it's your decision to find your feels good position. So let's lean forward a little bit. Let's kick a leg out to the side. And then we're either gonna stay up on our fists or we can come down to our forearms. Come on up, and we'll switch. We'll do it at 7:15, we'll do it at 7:30, and we'll do it at 7:42 till we'll finish off our class. That'll be our math. It's not exactly even, but it gives you an idea of where I'm kind of going for today. Some people are like, I like knowing what the flow is. Some people are like, no, I want to literally go with the flow. I don't want to have to think. I want you to just tell me what to do. So, will do, challenge accepted. All right, bring that foot in, come back up. Let's bring one knee in front, one leg in front, bent at the knee, leaning forward. Just right in here. Make sure that that knee is in line with the ankle, which is in line with those toes. Although if your ankle's going one way and your toes are going another way, maybe that's something we need to check in, long-term doctor's office, cast maybe needed, but lean back, toes up, and roll it down a little bit. Try to make sure that when I first went down, my hips are kind of facing this way by default. I'm going to try to make sure that my hips are facing forward. Roll it out and release and go to the other leg. So one leg's in front and we're leaning forward. Nice stretch. So kind of do a little pre-planning. What's your comfortable, feels good position going to be? It can be the same position all the times. It doesn't matter. You don't have to make up new things, but you can make it different. Maybe one time you lay on your right side, one time you lay on your left side, one time you lay on your back. That's fine. Toes up and roll it down. Or you can pick the same thing. Release. And then we're going to come to a seated position. And we're going to bring those bottoms of the feet to touch. I'm just going to stand up nice and tall, or sit up nice and tall. And then bring my right hand right by my sacrum on my tailbone. And we're going to do a little seated open knee twist. Go to the other side and twist. All right, come back to the center. Let's bring those knees in, and guess what time it is? Time to find your first position that feels good. Feel free to use props, feel free to use pillows, blankets, sweatshirts, whatever you got. And we're going to get into that position and stay there for 3 full minutes. Don't worry about the time, I got you. Just try to let yourself go, let those hips, neck, shoulders, back, just relax. Bring that tongue to the roof of your mouth, almost like a little mini Shavasana, just a little freebie thrown in there. Okay, come back out of your beautiful position that you were in. And we're coming back into tabletop and then going into a downward dog. Nice and simple. No pressure. Work those feet out, bend those knees. And then when you find stillness, I want you to take your left hand, bring it towards the center, bring those feet wide, and you're just gonna open up that right arm straight up high. And then I come back to the center, and I'm gonna switch out the hands, and my left hand is gonna go really high. I'm gonna come back to the center, I'm gonna switch it out. Now my right arm is gonna go up high, and I'm gonna turn and come into a little bit of a plank. So I'm rotating on those feet. I'm gonna come back to the center. I'm gonna do the same on the other side. Left hand goes up, rotating on the feet. I'm gonna come back down. I'm gonna bring my knees to the ground. We're gonna do that again with the option of bringing the leg over. So I'll demonstrate really quick. So I'm here. I have my arms up. I'm gonna take my top leg and I'm just gonna flip it. So I'm here. That's kind of what we're aiming for. So we'll do the arm, then the arm with the twist, and then the optional leg over. So you can decide where you want to go today, where you want to be. So my feet are about as wide as the mat here. Okay, so let's come to downward dog. Feet are nice and wide. Hand is towards the middle of the mat, and I'm going to rotate that arm up. And I'm going to come down, and I'm going to switch. Other arm up. And down. Switch, add in that plank with those feet, rotation. And come back. Switch it to the other side. And back. Now that add-on, rotate, plank, and then move that foot so it's nice and wide. So the bottom of my right foot is on the ground. I'm on the edge of my left foot, and my right hand is in the air. I'm gonna bring that hand down, come back through center. Other side, almost done. The leg comes up on the ground. And then come back through center. And sit back on your heels. Whew. Doesn't help, there's a turn like on my face, turn that. All right, so right here, we're just gonna roll on our shoulders. And we're rolling our wrists. That took a lot of pressure on our wrists. All right, let's come back through tabletop. Let's take our left hand in the middle, take our right hand up, and let's thread the needle through and bring that right here to the ground. Come back up. Other arm up towards the sky. Thread it through. You're on the ground. Push yourself back up and sit back on those heels. All we're going to do here are some hip drivers. So you're going to go from this kneeling position to here and kind of tilting the pelvis a little bit at the top. That's all. Easy peasy. So there is a little bit of a forceful motion, but it's not, we're not moving a momentum. We're squeezing our hips, squeezing our glutes, using our legs to push ourselves up. So try not to use your hands. Your hands can be wherever they need to be out of the way. We're going to do this 10 times. So let's come up and squeeze for 1. And down. 2. And down. 3. And down. 4. And down. 5. And down. 6. And down. 7. And down. 8. And down. 9. And down. 10. And down. Beautiful. So now we're going to go in the other direction. So we're going to be here and we're going to do a reverse table. So my hands feel more comfortable with my, obviously, palms on the ground and my fingertips out to the side. However, if you feel comfortable in a different hand position, that's fine. You can even be on your fists. All we're going to do is bring our Hips and glutes from the ground up to the ear. 10 times. All right, and put my feet on a surface that won't slip as much. Set myself up for success. And let's go for 1. And down. 2. And down. 3. And down. 4. Down. 5. Down. 6. 7. 8. Got 2 more. 9. 10. Lovely. Lay on the ground. Give those lower body muscles a break. Do a little upper body. So let's bring our hands on our hips to get started. And we're going to do a little kind of snow angel hip motions. So we're going to do one arm at a time. So your left hand's just going to be hanging out wherever. Bring arm A, in this case my right arm, down to the side at about 6 o'clock. And all I'm going to do is slowly bring that arm all the way up to 12 o'clock. Seeing if there's any point in time that I feel any sort of pinching or pulling or any sort of uncomfortableness, and then I'm going to go all the way back down to 6 again. Slowly. If your hand can rest on that ground the whole time without any pinching or pulling, congratulations. If that is not the case and you do feel something, you are probably a good chunk of the population. I would like you to see if both sides do match, or if there's any point in time where your arm or hand comes up off the ground. So we're going to do one more nice and slow on this side. And then we're going to flip it. Other side. Starting at our 6 o'clock. Wow. How does it feel? There are a lot of different reasons why there might be some pinching or pulling. A common one for a lot of people are tight pec muscles, pectoral muscles, the ones in the upper chest. Now, that may not be the only thing that is the issue. There could be a bazillion others, but most people have tight pectoral muscles because they lean forward over the course of the day when they're doing projects, when they're curled into a ball when they're sleeping, when they're on the computer, when they're on their phones. That seems to be the common denominator in a lot of things. All right, so now we're going to do both arms, and if there gets to a point where you do feel something, where you have tight pecs, and that if you feel a little bit of pulling in the chest, I would just stop and hold it there and try to relax those muscles as much as possible. I know that that happens to me around the 11 o'clock time, but everyone is different. So kind of take your little journey here. Take about 30 seconds or so. Play around, and then we're going to go into our second find what feels good position. So we're on our back, so maybe your position is on your back, maybe not. All right, I'm going to do one more little angel wing flap, and then I'm going to find my position. And if this is what feels good and you want to stay here and do this motion for that 3 minutes, great, go for it. I'm gonna get situated for position number 2. And feel free to make adjustments to your positions. I'm not the position police. Okay, so come out of the position of your choice, and we're all gonna meet on our bellies. We have 10 more minutes of work, and then we'll go into our final relaxation position. So we're on our bellies, our head is down, and all we're gonna do is we're gonna lift up and down, but I'm not gonna be using my arms to push myself up. We're gonna get there in a second. All I'm going to use is squeeze my back muscles and lift myself up and back down. So I'm looking down to the ground, squeezing my back, squeezing my glutes, lifting up and back down. 4 more like that. Lower body is moving, upper body is not. One more. Okay, now we're going to add the upper body into it. So we're going to go into a little Sphinx X type position. And we're going to lift it up and back down. So we're going to do 5 just like that. You ready? Up and down. 4, 5, and relax. All right, so now I'm gonna give you the option of doing it with just only one hand. If you're like, nope, not doing it, do it with 2 hands, not a problem. So one hand is kind of in the middle, and the other hand's kind of out to the side or somewhere off. And we're gonna push up for 1. 2, and this is hard. 3. 4. 5. Okay. Other side, switch it out, and if you only made it to 3 on the other side, you're only making it to 3 on this side, etc. 1. 2. 3. 4. And 5. Beautiful. Roll those legs around. We're going to come into cow legs. So just to start, we're going to be in our crisscross position. Everything is wonderful and good. And if you just want to stay here in crisscross, totally fine. Otherwise, we're bringing the bottom leg over and bringing that top leg so your knees come on top of each other as much as possible. I want this to be challenging, but I want it to be comfortable too. I don't want this to be a painful thing. This is rise and shine. This is not supposed to be a push you to the edge type of class on a regular basis. So this is where I feel comfortable today. Sitting up nice and tall, my shoulders are down and back. And then if it feels good and I want to improve the stretch a little bit more, I'm gonna lean forward. Otherwise, I'm just gonna sit nice and tall. I'm going to release. I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. Take that time, get yourself set up. Don't rush. And we're sitting up nice and tall. And we're leaning forward just a bit. Release, undo those legs. Ugh. Bring those knees in. Drop that head, give that back of the neck a good stretch. Come on up, bring those legs in front. And just windshield wiper them back and forth a little bit. And then move them back. And then drop those knees to one side. You can either stack them top of each other, or you can spread them apart, your choice. And then other side. Either stack them or spread them, your choice. And then let's bring them together and just windshield wipe them back and forth, not going all the way down. All right, go bring those knees in. I'm gonna bring my arms in front. I'm gonna lift my right arm up. I'm gonna open up to the side. Come back in, drop that arm, other arm goes up and rotates. I'm just gonna go back and forth a few times at your own pace, just really opening up that chest, opening up my shoulder. And if you want to add a little motion, you can do maybe like a rainbow-esque move where you do this big arch. Maybe that feels good. Let's do 2 more to each side. A movement pattern of your choice. And guess what time it is? It's time for our final feeling good position for our final 3 minutes. It can be a traditional Shavasana corpse pose, or it can be something totally different. Whatever feels good. Okay, hope you enjoyed class today. I hope you had a very nice week so far, or one more day until the weekend. When you're ready, you can slowly come out of your third feels good pose and get ready to either start, end, or return to your day.